Welcome to HortTube. My name is Putnam. In this video, we're going to be putting in some pansies a little later than I normally do. This will be the second pansy planting video and bulb planting video going up. We're getting back home from a 2-month trip, and all of our annuals were still blooming when we left, and we left them up for the pollinators. I didn't want to take them out while they were still covered in bees every afternoon. And then, of course, during that 2 months, we got enough hard freezes that most of the annual flowers died back. And so we're getting home to a mess, leaves everywhere, edging needs to be done, all kinds of, just anything that you can think of that would be garden maintenance wise needs to be done. Plus it's super dry, and I put up a video probably several days before you see this one about how dry it is out here. So after these pansies go in, they've got to be watered really, really well. But we've got 50 of these Barrett Browning daffodils from Colorblends. They're absolutely fantastic looking daffodil bulbs. Most of them have a giant bulb and a bulblet on the side of it, so we're likely going to get two from every single one of them. This little annual bed that goes around the turf in the front, this turf is going to be modified this next year. It's not going to be turf. It's going to be some sort of seating area combo. Other things are going to happen out here in this space. And this foundation we've talked about already in previous videos. We've got to paint. New siding went on, painting happened, new porch on the front. All those things happened. Steps still need to be painted. Foundation needs to be painted. We picked out paint color yesterday, so that's about to happen. And from there, several things are going to have to move. So I'm planting these daffodils and pansies. Don't judge anything else that's happening back here, because everything else behind it, by the time these pansies are settled in and starting to put on a show in February and March and April, and the daffodils are up and blooming, everything behind here will be completely different. Foundation painted, new foundation plantings, and a more layered look to this. We've almost got some plants in storage back here, honestly, while we waited to do this project back here. It's finally done. Took out the annuals, the old annuals that were dead, so that improved the garden 90%. Just taking out dead plants. Amazing what that did. And then put down some pine bark soil conditioner, and then some compost, which was just black cow manure. You can use any kind of compost you want to use. A lot of times in the past, you guys have seen me use soil cube compost that I get in the big giant cubic yard bags. There's a link down below if you ever want to ever interested in just getting a cubic yard of compost at one time. And I'll probably do that again in the late winter for our vegetable garden for next year. But these little beds where we're putting the pansies in, just in the process of putting down some pine bark soil conditioner and some compost. If I couldn't get the pine bark soil conditioner, I just used the compost. But I really do put a lot into these annual bed spaces, because I only have 6 months with these plants, whatever they are. Zinnias, vinca, whatever in the summer, then pansies or violas or dianthus or snapdragons in the winter, whatever the heck it is. You got such a short window, and it's vegetable garden as well. You have such a short window that I want to give it everything I can give it to make sure I get something back out of it, okay? So, and I only do this once a year. So when these pansies come out in the spring, this summer, this past year, we left the pansies there because it was so late for them to really get going. We left the pansies here and just planted our summer annuals right in them. And there was surprisingly a couple pansies survived the summer because they were in the shade of those summer annuals. But there you go. This has all been prepped. Cut a trench edge across here. Pine bark, compost. Had unfortunately, there's some Bermuda grass that's found its way into this garden that was up in here, and I cut it out. I'm going to plant the daffodils in kind of clusters of 5 or 7 bulbs. I'm trying to be as random with these things as I possibly can. It's really difficult, but I'll just come up here in a cluster and maybe put 5 like that, and then move down a bit and do the same thing right there. I want to lay these out first because I have 50 bulbs and I don't know, what the spacing should be here. We've got a rental house behind us that has students in it, and they've built a stage, yay, and we get to listen to them practice, do band practice right now. I don't think you'll be able to hear it in here, but I can hear it back here in the background. I actually don't mind the kids having fun. It's, you know, you're 20 years old or whatever. It's not the worst thing that could happen, but some days you don't want to come home to it, right? Okay, let's see. That's the thing about Colorblends, is there were supposed to be 25 bulbs in there, and by the time those bulblets, which are gigantic, broke off of some of them, there's at least 35 bulbs there. Something like that. And by bulblet, I mean, normally when I say bulblet, you have one large bulb and then the other one is much smaller, but that's what I get with them, is two really full-size bulbs that can be broken apart if I wanted to. Okay, so let's see. All right, I got this side over here to do as well. All right, got the bulbs pretty much laid out where I want. I want them toward the back because they'll obviously be taller than the pansies. I kind of wanted to get all larger container pansies, but I couldn't find any solid blues with in a larger container. I wanted to get ones with solid, you know, a lot of times the pansies have faces on them, people call them, where they're different colors in the middle, but I just wanted to get a solid blue because it would match these daffodils much better. With these, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna lay them out, space them about how I want them spaced. Make sure I have more than I need, I think, for this little curve out here in the front garden. Oop. These are extremely root bound, so as I grab them to put them in the ground, I will pull at these roots some to break them apart a little bit. But they've been in these pots for a while, but you know, you can get discounts waiting later sometimes. Just see how root bound that actually is. I think you can see there'll just be a cluster of daffodils blooming in the middle of these blue pansies. Some of these are really root bound, and I will pull at them some as I stick them in the, you know, in the ground. I don't want to go too crazy on them, but you know, just a little bit of tearing on them will be helpful to get them starting to go out in the right direction. I just use this trowel and pull back toward me, and I can just set that in there, and then everything just kind of collapses back on itself when the soil is this loose. It's just, you know, quick and easy planting. I can do it with my hand. I mean, this is loose enough, obviously I can do that, but I've been using this trowel for so long. It works really well. These need to go down about 2.5 times, you know, they're the height of that bulb, so I'm gonna get them down there pretty far, a little bit more involved to get that done. Then where I'm putting the daffodils, I'll come back in here and put pansies right over the top of them. It won't bother them at all. That particular 6-pack is really quite root bound, but I'll just go right over the top of them. It's definitely real work, but it only took, you know, less than an hour to get those annuals out and re-prep the soil and get these planted. Again, once you get 3 years into this, you know, now you saw me take the trowel and stick it down in the ground, you know, that trowel is 5 inches, and I can stick it all the way down into the handle and pull back and drop that bulb into the bottom of that hole. So that's the other nice thing about prepping these annual beds this way and prepping your vegetable garden this way, is every single time you do it, it's a much easier job the next time around. And I don't think one of those things, expectations you have, maybe you put flowers in, you know, some sort of annual bed, flower bed, vegetable garden, whatever it is. That first year you put it in the ground, it would be very unusual unless you were doing raised beds and put all super improved soil in it that you would have your best season ever. You're in all likelihood, the compost you're putting down every year and mixing in, and the rooting that those plants are doing each season, breaking up that subsoil, and the, you know, the beneficial earthworms, and then of course probably some non-beneficial things down there crawling around as well, are breaking that soil up. And now it's just super easy, really, to prep this, to plant this, to tear it out, to redo it. And we do most of these from seed. I don't do pansies from seed. I've done pansies from seed. I was in the nursery business for a long time. Pansies are more difficult, a little more specialized overall than some other annuals are to plant. So I buy pansies typically, and this is a little late again for me to be putting them in. Usually I try to do this by October 15th or so here in Raleigh, North Carolina. But it's later, it'll be fine. If I saw, just because they're newly planted and I actually took these out of a greenhouse, they've been warm. If it was gonna drop, it's supposed to be 31 tomorrow night. 31's nothing for pansies. But if it was all of a sudden gonna be 19 and I had just planted these and I'd taken them out of a greenhouse, I probably would put some sort of blanket over top of them for that night or two and then take it back off after that. Just give them a little bit of protection initially to adjust from being 75 degrees in the perfect climate to every afternoon to, you know, very, very cold temperatures. But make sure you're subscribed to the channel. This entire bed will be completely different this next season, over the course of this next spring and summer, and I think we'll finally be kind of a little more finished around the house. The house project itself, when COVID started and the prices of all the materials spiked really quickly, I just delayed doing some of the house construction things that I had wanted to do as part of the garden project. The house is finally almost caught up, you know, and it will allow us to now get in here to the actual envelope of the house and do some proper gardening around it. So thanks for following on.